Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Ray Hagar and Mark Robison interview Eddie Lorton, running for Reno mayor, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Hi, I'm Renee Summerhour, digital news anchor here at 7 at 7. Watch our streaming nonstop newscast immediately with your mobile phone. 7 at 7 is the new way for you to get every bit of local news you need in just 7 minutes. Breaking news, local neighborhood news, weather, and sports are just a click away. Reporters bring you all of what's happening in the Valley. From Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, YouTube, and more. Get every bit of local news you need from the RJ and LVRJ.com.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Nevada Newsmakers Studio is located at the headquarters of the Nevada Trucking Association. Motion and purpose are a truck's greatest virtue.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers. Our guest today, of course, is Reno Mayor candidate George Eddie Lorton, and my co-host is local government reporter for the Reno Gazette Journal, Mark Robison. Mark, we want to kick this off.
Okay, Eddie, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So one of the things that you surely know, because you helped create the legal precedent for this, is that the Reno mayor doesn't have any special power. It's 1 vote out of 7.
Yes.
You've been very critical of the council, and you have a lot of ambitious plans if you're mayor. So how will you get what you want done when you're just 1 vote on the council?
Well, it starts out with 1, and yet we did set case law at the Supreme Court for term limits, Lorton versus Jones, and right now our current mayor is running against it. So, but that's the way it is. A lot of people aren't enforcing the laws lately, and what I will do, where maybe through my reaching out, Jenny Breckus wouldn't have won last time if I didn't help her. And she's a Democrat. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. I want people that serve the community and the citizens. So when it came to Jenny, I told everybody to vote for her, got her thousands of votes. She won by 85 because the good old boys ran against her. So now I'm pretty confident I'll have Jenny's vote and some of the new ones coming on. So we may surprise you and have the majority overnight. And even though I am just a council member, the beauty is that there's a differentiation to where either I will run the meeting or the vice mayor runs the meeting. So therefore, you can have more discussion on the subject matter, and I won't be doing pre-caucus meetings like they do to discuss everything on how they're going to vote and what they're going to do. Everything I have to say, Mark, will be in front of the public's eye, and I'll bring transparency to Reno, and I think we need more of that.
Okay. Well, and so I've got a question from a reader who wrote in and wanted me to ask, in the past 4 years, how often have you walked the sidewalks of downtown without it being a festival or a government meeting?
Oh boy, a few times, because I've gone down there, met people for lunch there numerous times. I've gone to the river, so I'm quite aware of the homeless issue. So that's a problem. I've gone to council meetings and had lunch breaks down there, so I've been probably more than most people. And there's times I do feel in danger, and that's why I think public safety is at the forefront of what we need to do and quit worrying about micro-mobility and stuff like that and deal with the homeless and safety issues. So that's where I'm at.
And so the increasing the police presence, I know that you've supported, and so how are you going to pay for that? What are you going to take away from to do that?
Well, I won't be buying fancy art pieces from my friends. I won't be in the pockets of developers. I won't be subsidizing the, aren't you glad you asked this? I won't be subsidizing the ballpark $1 million a year that we could get out of it any time. So I won't be subsidizing billionaires. And then they also subsidized Reno land development over at the Park Lane Mall project, $3.6 million out of your sewer fund, while our sewer bill goes up 10% a month. I also won't be selling off city bonds for $55 million for the Stonegate project to further help and subsidize the developers. So believe me, I'm going to sell off city-owned properties. I've said this for years. Ray's heard me for 12 years. I told you the county was responsible to place and pay for this homeless shelter. We spent about $77 million through time on this thing for 1,800 people, and then at the SPCA we spend $14 million on animals and only spend $9 million on 120,000 seniors as they're trying to close senior centers. So I will rework the budgets. I'm a business analyst and I know what books are. I know how to cut the fat so we can move forward, and we'll have plenty of money after we sell off certain properties like the ballroom, the casinos, and that's why these people run against me. The ballroom, the Coronos control, or the El Dorado now, it's a new entity. They control the ballroom. They do 4 or 5 events a year or so, and we're footing the bill for it. So that's going to stop. We're going to sell off some of these city-owned properties, not open space, stuff like that, and put it on the tax rolls, which will make us more money. We'll quit subsidizing everybody, and I'll do police, fire, and public works. That's my only job. We'll have a strong police presence. We'll go over the schedule with the new chief that we're going to get, because I think we should have more police on the streets when there's crimes happening, and I think a presence cuts down crime, as you've seen the murders lately and all the things going on in our downtown core. And I'm here to clean up our city, deal with the homeless issue, and not be in the pockets of developers. So these are 3 strong points, and I have many more.
Well, Eddie, you talk about homeless issue. What do you do about the homeless who do not want to go to the 4th Street Center and do not want to move out of town? What if they live by the river, or what do you do about that?
Well, Ray, I got to tell you, if I pull up in my motorhome and I start bathing in the river and going to the bathroom in the river, I'm going to get arrested, or throwing trash in the river. So therefore, I believe in enforcing the current law on the books, meeting with the new chief, seeing what else they need so we can clean our city up. It's this council's soft on crime policies that have created more crime and more homelessness. So therefore, we are going to enforce the law. And I'm not going to let them sit in business owners' doorways, camp on the river. Now that we have a mega shelter in the city of Reno, which I would have never done, I would have litigated against the county, held them responsible for what their responsibilities are, and then we wouldn't be in this issue. But now that we are, what I'm going to do is enforce the law, and they either go to the shelter, and it's up to the county to deal with, not the city. We'll be out of that, or they'll get arrested, or there's littering, loitering, and trespassing, and we'll enforce the law. So
okay, let's hold it right there. We'll be back right after these few words with more with Reno Mayor candidate George Eddie Lorton.
My job is to help women make the best choices about their reproductive care. Make no mistake, electing Adam Laxalt will give Mitch McConnell the power to pass a nationwide abortion ban. The fact that this law would criminalize physicians and nurses for practicing women's health care is unbelievable. A lawyer politician like Adam Laxalt has no role in making medical decisions for my patients. I went into healthcare to help people, and Adam Laxalt should just let me do my damn job.
SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Events Center in Las Vegas. Host meetings and events on 2 floors. Stay in luxurious rooms and suites. Unlimited branding opportunities. Regional Italian cuisine by Chef Mark Segrisi. Flexible event spaces. Full buyout options. Visit ahernhotel.com today.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years.
Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
The 10th annual Nevada Newsmakers Goes to Washington is brought to you by the Regional Transportation Commission of Washoe County, your RTC, our community. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you. University Medical Center of Southern Nevada. Compassion, accountability, integrity, respect. The Nevada Mining Association, mining a better future for Nevada. And NV Energy. NV Energy proudly serves Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Ray Hagar with Nevada Newsmakers, and of course we're interviewing today George Eddie Lorton, the candidate for Reno mayor, along with Mark Robison, the local government reporter for the Reno Gazette Journal. Eddie, about your plans on the homelessness, you know, some might think it almost borders on harassment on the homeless. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe the ACLU would have a problem with it. What do you say to that, and do you counter any problems if you try to, you know, keep the homeless in one place or keep them out of doorways, things that you described?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. How I look at it is, I've always believed in a hand up and not a handout. If people want to get help, we're going to have resources to do so, but yet we're not going to be at the expense of people and business owners that are suffering because of this situation. As I said, we spent all this money on, the city of Reno has weird math before. They said we only had 50 homeless and stuff, and the recent number's 1,800. I think we have probably about 2,200 to 25 homeless, so I'm realistic. And I'm not gonna let 271,000 people be at the mercy of this. So if hey, you know, call it what you will, I believe in kindness. Oh, totally. That's why we have these resources, and it's the county's responsibility. But we can't even get police to come to our homes, because that's the #1 call of service for police and fire for, you know, our 2,000 people that can go there out of 271,000. So we have to be realistic if we want to clean our town up and deal with the homeless issue and crime that's occurred under this mayor and council's watch. There's a point in time where if I'd have been mayor for the last 8 years, Ray, we wouldn't be in this position. And if I am lucky enough to be from the day forward, that if I happen to get elected, I'm feeling pretty good about it, but you know, if I happen to be the mayor, we'll start from that day forward, and we're going to clean this city up and bring it back to what it used to be, to where people feel safe downtown. You'll feel safe in the parks. You can ride the bicycle paths without getting accosted. I think the numbers you have to, mainly, if you're in an elected position, my job is to serve the citizens. And that's what I will do every day. That's why when I run, the good old boys go against me, the casinos, the developers, and everybody in between, because I'm in the pocket of the citizens, and that's what you should do, is where if you're going to serve, I think you serve your time, leave it a better place than when you got there. Not meant to be a career. I don't need a job. I'm doing this because I love this town, and it's saddening to what we become. Murders every other day. There was a shooting on the doorstep of City Hall right after my other interview, and then one at the museum, 2 in the same week. So someone has to do something. I'm going to be tough on crime. I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to clean up downtown so you can feel safe taking your family to parks and downtown so we can make it viable again.
So one of the things that you talked about for paying for some of this was selling off city-owned properties.
Yes, sir. And
one of the things, counter-arguments that I've heard to that is that if the city had sold off properties back when you originally started proposing this, they potentially would have lost a lot of money because real estate values have gone up so much. Mm-hmm. What would you say to that?
Well, what I'd say is everything's cyclical, and it's easy to nitpick something along the way. I wouldn't have sold them all in one day. I'm a real estate expert, and I'll go back to that, what you just mentioned. Do you know I wrote this city a property disposal program with policies, all right, Mark? Okay. I found 150 more properties than the city even knew they owned. Talk about the incompetence. And then what I would have done, that's all the valuable ones. Do you realize city-owned pieces, and it was $650 at the time when I wrote this, none of the city-owned pieces are on the tax rolls. How do you feel about that? So at the time, I would have bled it in like 10 parcels at a time. I wouldn't do a glut in the market. And then through time, we would have still had property to sell off. And you know what these people that are saying this, what their idea is? You stick it in the redevelopment agency, which is complex. It's been abused over the years. Even California knows not to have the redevelopment agency anymore. They banned it. What that does is then you sell your real estate to your friends and buddies and give it to them like they have the Jacobs Group and many other developers for free, and then they'll sell it off or utilize it for free while we're footing the bill. Do you think these council members that ever sell off their property for free? No, but since it's the taxpayers, they don't care, and they'll run it down the road for free. But I would have, yes, maybe made a little less, but through time it would have been in an upswing like now, and they still didn't sell any off. So isn't that a joke? And then by the same token, it would bring it on the tax rolls, and that's where their mistakes have occurred, because I'm a real estate expert, so I would do like on like. Look at Midtown. They'll bid floor-level apartment complexes in your backyard, looking in on your backyard. These people didn't buy them homes for that, and I would do like on like. If you're going to sell your lot next door, I would do a single-family dwelling, not floor-level apartment complexes with zero parking requirements, so they've made numerous mistakes, Mark.
Okay, we need to take a break right here. Eddie, that was a long answer.
And I can keep going.
We'll be right back. More with Eddie Lorton after these few messages.
Safety is the #1 priority for the trucking industry. Over $7 billion a year is spent on technology like this electronic eye that will apply the brakes automatically. But the most important factor for safety is the truck driver. These hardworking men and women who safely move over 70% of our nation's freight and 94% of Nevada's. We thank you, because trucks move America forward.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
Pro Group Management is the place where companies can find workers' comp solutions that are designed to meet their specific business requirements. As regulations evolve, Pro Group takes a proactive approach to clear the path to make sure your business stays ahead of the curve. Knowing your workers' comp program is optimized, you can focus on other important matters related to your growing business. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
With Nevada's only transplant center and verified burn center, the science is here. With award-winning cardiologist and the state's only dedicated heart failure clinic, the talent is here. With Nevada's most advanced robotic surgery, the technology is here. And with the Silver State's only designated pediatric trauma center, hope is here. All because we are here. UMC.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Hi, welcome back. I'm here with Mark Robison, the local government reporter for the Reno Gazette Journal. And of course, our guest is Reno Mayor candidate George Eddie Lorton.
Yes, sir.
Mark?
Okay, Eddie, in this last segment, I want to make sure we get to, you've got an event coming up, I believe, on Thursday.
I do.
And there's these postcards that have been sent out to the community by the Franklin Project that call Mayor Sheevy Hayden Hillary, saying that she won't debate. But, you know, she agreed to a debate on this show, and so it doesn't seem fair to level that against her. So what would you say to that?
Let's talk about that. We were, as you contacted me before, okay, you said that the RGJ and KOLO would do a debate and 25 to 40,000 people in front of them, right? On TV broadcast. So I said I would love for the opportunity to talk policies and issues in front of our community. And then 10 minutes later I got touched again and said she refused, but she'll do it on the Sam Shad show. After they did an interview and then they were best friends, I didn't think it would serve myself well. That's when I mentioned I would like Ray. I've known Ray a long time, and so far you've been a fair reporter, and I got to tell you, the Gazette Journal, it's a lot different with Anjanette Damon than you guys now, and I trust a lot. I mean, when I put in an opinion piece, they printed it word for word within, you know, a few hours of me putting it out there. So I think they've turned the corner, and I trust them now. So therefore, I agreed to that debate. She refused. I want to do it in a room full of people, because then you can see who has substance, which I invite all day, every day, instead of scripted answers and editorialized or in a studio with nobody there. That isn't my idea of a debate. So then when it came to the one here, you know, I spoke with Ray. I've known him a while. And then I thought about it. I wanted to force her to do a debate in front of people. So I wasn't going to do it. And then so I was less than 12 hours on the deadline and said, let's do it. And she still could have done it on Monday. And then she refused. And then she's refused every other debate since then. And so now there's somebody that's going to have one anyway. It's going to be next Thursday, this coming Thursday, on the 27th at 7 o'clock at the Grand Sierra Resort. And I hope she comes. It'll be a room with up to 700 people in it. Plus it's going to be moderated by neutral. Eddie Floyd's had her on her show like 3 different times. So I hope people come, and she'll do herself a disservice not to come. So I'm going to be there. I hope to see her there so she can talk to citizens, or maybe have a chance to defend the decision she's made, and I can tell the city what I'm going to do.
But Eddie, we had the point is we had a debate all set up on Nevada Newsmakers, and you declined. You said yes, and then you said no.
That's because I thought of the situation with somebody else besides you two doing it. I wasn't very confident about it. Then when you two decided you would do it, then I thought, well, I just thought I could force her. I would have loved to have done one with you two in front of a live audience, but then I didn't want to put that stress on everybody, and I've never not wanted to do it in front of a live audience. I don't like these situations. Now they got forums, and she hasn't showed up at the Hidden Valley Homeowners Forum because we're both there. She hasn't showed up for a senior forum while they're trying to close senior citizens, and now she shows up for a chamber one because they're done at separate times. So I want to do it in front of the public, Ray.
Okay, well, let's continue with another thing about Mayor Sheevey, where, you know, she often gets attacked for being a cheerleader, but you know, that's actually one of the main things that distinguishes the mayor from the other city council members, is that the mayor is the face of the city at public events and doing, you know, and encouraging people to move here and to, you know, want to visit here and to invest here. And so, talk about what skills you would bring as a cheerleader to Reno.
That was good. Well, I won't have pom-poms, but I will bring business acumen, clean up our city, and I speak the results, Mark. I'm just going to act like that I have pictures of the sunrise and sunset, dunking myself in the river, resorting to that to try to gain votes. I'm actually going to clean our town up and then invite business owners here. I will always be business friendly. It's hard to get your licensing through here in Reno. That's why a lot of people go to Sparks or Story County. You get things approved in no time. So I'm going to be business friendly, have an open door policy, and treat our citizens right, clean up the town, and I'll speak through results and not just acting like kids are running through the parks and everything's fine and clean. And I'm gonna say it through results, Mark. So thank you.
Okay, so one of the main people that you need to work with and work through is City Manager Doug Thornley. So
yes.
What do you think of him?
Well, actually, I don't know the man, but I know he was in the pocket of developers in Sparks. And then as we're super indebted in the city of Reno, hundreds of millions of dollars. At the budget meeting, they ended up recently gave them $100,000 or so year raise, where most city managers only make around $230,000, and that's the precedence of ours in the past. And they gave them $100,000 a year pay raise when our city is struggling. We're closing senior centers, and you're going to spend the money frivolously like that. I will never do that. So I hope we can work together, but just so he's doing a good job, I'll compliment it and we'll judge it from there. But I can put more money in our coffers, put more things on the tax rolls so we can move Reno forward. Thank you for that.
Eddie, thank you. We got to cut it right here. Thank you, Mark. We'll be right back with closing of the show right after these few moments, these few words.
Ahern Rentals began as Signal Gas Station on Las Vegas Boulevard. Founder John Ahern grew the business by offering rentals. His son Don built on John's legacy, growing Ahern Rentals into the largest independently owned American rental company, with 89 locations in 30 states. Don also brought his experience and vision to equipment manufacturing with Extreme Manufacturing and Snorkel. Today, Ahern Rentals continues to bring its family values to a new generation. Learn more at ahern.com.
Everyone is talking about opioids, but they're not the only drugs that can be harmful if taken in large quantities or not as prescribed. You also need to be aware of side effects from anxiety drugs, muscle relaxants, sleep aids, and stimulants. Mixing prescription drugs with other drugs or alcohol can be dangerous. If you take an Ambien with a glass of wine, it may be enough to stop you from breathing. Prescribed drugs can be just as dangerous as illegal drugs. Take medications only as directed.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker. One of the things I love about the Carson Valley Inn here in beautiful downtown Minden is CV steak. I have eaten here so many times. Tell folks what they can expect when they come here to eat.
It's a beautiful room, great service. We have certified Angus beef, seafood, lamb, a great range of appetizers, and wonderful desserts. Jean-Michel's done a great job of selecting some beautiful wines for us. The customers love it, and we've got a great selection of cocktails as well. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's Development Company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's Development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
The 10th Annual Nevada Newsmakers Goes to Washington is brought to you by the Regional Transportation Commission of Washoe County, your RTC, our community, Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you, University Medical Center of Southern Nevada, compassion, accountability, integrity, respect, the Nevada Mining Association, mining a better future for Nevada, and NV Energy. NV Energy proudly serves Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. We'll see you on the next show.